Hey there, everybody. This is Kristen from Teaching Balance, and I am here with you for this week's mindfulness meditation. And so we are continuing through this month of turning towards the uncomfortable, or in other words, getting comfortable with discomfort, which is a tricky theme. There are a lot of elements to it. We were exploring earlier this idea of being willing to be with things as they are. We use the word surrendering and acceptance and that sort of thing. And so what I thought I would do is move into this next phase, which essentially continues that same idea, but we're going to, I guess you could say, up the ante just a little bit or go a little bit deeper and really just focus a bit on acceptance of ourselves. And of course, if you've been a member for a while, we've gone through all sorts of different kinds of self-compassion types of things. And we are going to do that too, but really it's not going to be the traditional compassion, kindness practice. We're actually just going to, kind of like we did before, bring to mind some things that, are perhaps a little bit more, not unpleasant because that's not the right word, bring to mind the things that we probably bring to mind quite a bit without even being conscious of it. And that is the idea of faults that we have and mistakes that we've made and things like that. So we're going to do that kind of like the previous exercises or the previous practices. We're going to do that for the last part, but we're going to settle in and meditate first just so that we're a little bit more grounded and centered and in that headspace before we go that direction. So let's go ahead and get started. If you haven't already, please take your seat, sitting in a posture that is upright but not rigid. And let's take those few deep belly breaths together. And when you're ready, just letting your breathing resume its natural rhythm. Dropping into your body, feeling gravity, what that force feels like. And as we've been doing for the past few times, we're going to do a light touch on all of the different anchors that you can rest your awareness on. So the first one, of course, being the idea of noticing your breath, observing any sensations associated with the breath, the gentle rising and falling perhaps, anything that you can rest your awareness on. Then the second option, of course, will be to rest your awareness on the body and physical sensations. Perhaps feeling the support of the chair or cushion underneath you. Checking in with the body in its entirety. And if you'd like, perhaps resting on a particular part, like the hands, or the feet, or the face, or anywhere. And then the third option, to be very aware of all the sounds. Noticing the sounds inside the room and outside the room, some of which are more constant, perhaps the hum of electronics, and some of which come and go. And just noticing whatever you can notice. And we've been doing some work with this idea of accepting our practice. So whenever your mind does eventually wander, truly accepting that. Just noticing, oh, there it is, thinking or planning, ruminating. And then gently but firmly bringing your attention back to the present moment. So let's rest in silence for just a minute or so, allowing ourselves to enjoy this opportunity to take a rest from the constant following of our thoughts, and just enjoy this opportunity. And when you're ready, as we transition into this second part, what I'd like for you to do is, as we begin, just kind of check in with your heart center, that part of the body in the chest. Feeling if there is any sensation in and around the heart. If you'd like to keep your hand there, you can. It's up to you. And what I'd like for you to do is think of something perhaps recently where you feel like you kind of messed up. Nothing big, nothing heavy. Again, this is a 2-pound weight, not a 50-pound weight. Perhaps it was a mistake, a poor choice. And when you look back on it, you have a quality of regret, wishing that maybe things had gone differently. And what I want you to do is, as best you can, allow yourself to be accepting of this sensation that might be associated with thinking about the mistake you may have made, or the lesser choice. And just allow that circumstance just to hold it in your heart as you hold it in your mind. Allow it to be here, even if there might be a little bit of discomfort, because part of this is just allowing and being with the discomfort. And then what I'd like for you to do is send kindness to whatever quality you feel it was about you that led to this. Perhaps it was a quality of feeling afraid or insecure. Perhaps you were overwhelmed or compromised. And whatever that circumstance is, it's not that you're making excuses for yourself, but the truth of the matter is you are only human. And so I'm inviting you to extend that same level of kindness and compassion to all of yourself, including these possible lesser qualities or circumstances that led to whatever occurred. Feeling that kindness in your heart, even a quality of warmth, and extending it to yourself with the understanding that you are only human and you're doing the best that you can. And if possible, perhaps even extending a quality of forgiveness to yourself so that you can let it go. Beating yourself up about this isn't going to help, doesn't make it better, and it doesn't help you to learn from your mistakes. Instead, being accepting of yourself and all of your lesser qualities, and bringing that compassion and kindness to your whole self, every single part, unconditionally. And continuing to send that kindness and acceptance to yourself until the final bell. And that was 10 minutes. So hopefully you found that that had some value. Maybe you're in a place right now where you might be feeling like you really needed that. Maybe you're in a place where you're like, yeah, I can't really think of anything. And either is fine, and anywhere in between, of course, is fine as well. But we're just playing with this whole idea this month about allowing things that maybe don't feel so great, because of course life throws us a lot of curveballs and we face a lot of challenges and we experience a lot of things that can be described as uncomfortable, if not more so than that. And so the idea is that we're just strengthening our capacity to be okay with the things that aren't okay. So I hope you found this to be of value and to be helpful. Thank you always for taking this time to practice. And of course, thank you so much for allowing me to accompany you on this journey. And I will see you next time for another 10-minute practice. Take care. Bye.